Okay, hello. Today we're going to be talking about the B6 Pro Turnergy battery charger. I'm just basically going to give you a quick show on how to set it up to charge a LiPo battery. So when you get the charger, obviously you'll go and get a power supply. We got ours off eBay for about 20 bucks with free shipping, which is pretty cool. And obviously the zippy battery we had to put an adapter on to change it to the XT60. Right, so basically what I'm going to show you is how to program it to charge this battery here. So this is a zippy 4000 milliamp 2S battery. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to user set program, press start, make sure it's on LiPo. Right, you can press the start button to change the voltage if you want. It also changes the battery type. And then start to save. And then we're going to scroll through the menu using the increase button. So basically you leave all the settings stock. Alright, a lot of the stuff doesn't matter. I like to set the safety timer at 120 minutes. And that's really good to do if you've got like a 5 amp or a 6 amp power supply going in. If you're running like a 1 amp power supply, then you might want to increase that because it will take a lot longer to charge. Now this is the important thing, is the capacity cutoff. So my battery is 4000 milliamps, my capacity cutoff will also be 4000 milliamps. This will ensure that the charger does not overcharge your battery. Alright, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go back. Alright. Where am I going? And then we're going to scroll through until we get to LiPo battery. And we're going to press the start button. Now once again you want the charge rate. Basically that is how much output it's going to push into the battery. Whereas the capacity cutoff is going to cut it off at 4000 milliamps in that previous setting. So what we want to do is, I like to charge it basically match to what the battery is or less. So it's up to you what you want to do. This one's got a 5 amp power supply, which is 5000 milliamps, but I'm going to charge this one at 4. If you want to change any of these settings, you just press the start button and you can scroll through the settings like so. Alright, and the same thing if you're changing to a 2S or a 4S battery. Alright, the other thing that you can do is you can change the settings up here. So you got charge, balance, LiPo fast charge, storage, discharge, LiPo charge. So the main two that you use is LiPo charge or LiPo balance. So in this case we're just going to go for LiPo charge. Now to start the battery charging, I'll show you that in a minute. So obviously plug your plugs in, alright. Always plug these in before you plug the battery in. If you plug this cord into the battery first, and then you bump these two together when they're exposed on the ends, yeah, you don't want to do that. That's not good. You'd be a bit of a dumbass. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug the battery in, like so, and then our little balance cable. So if you're running one of these packs that has the push-in terminals, obviously make sure that the minus is in the minus, the positive is in the positive, and the center one is also plugged in. For those of you that don't know much about LiPos, this is the balance cable. Basically it will give the voltage to each independent cell, because as being a 2S battery it has 2 cells, and if it was a 3S or a 4S battery it would have 3 or 4 cells. So that's going to plug in to the side of the charger here. Alright, if it'll focus, maybe not. But there's actually a port here which has 3 pins on it, which matches the 3 pins on the plug. So we'll push that into there, like so. Now as you can see, the cable on this battery is ridiculously short and it makes life a little bit difficult, so might pay, if you do have a short cable, to buy an extension cable just to stop you from damaging your plug. So what we're going to do is, now that that's plugged in, we've got it set to 4000 milliamp, the voltage is correct, we're at 2S, and we set our capacity cutoff in the previous thing. Basically all we're going to do is just hold down the button, alright, and then confirm to enter, Alright, and away we go charging. Now this battery is already full. It's already at 8.4 volts. If you'd used your battery for a while, it'll probably be, 6.5, 6.8. And if you press this button, you can actually go through and you can actually see the voltage of each cell. Likewise, you can see how long it's been charging for, what the voltage is up to, how much the battery charge is putting in. Alright, and you can scroll back to the beginning point there. Alright, now when the charge is done, and generally a 4000 milliamp battery charged at 4 amps will take about an hour to charge. If you're doing a 5000 milliamp battery at 4 amps, it would probably be about an hour and 20 minutes. So just keep that in mind when you're setting your capacity cutoff. Alright, now a lot of people charge these in charging bags as well, the batteries. That's a good idea. This is a hard case battery, so your risk is a little bit less. I'm sure it will still explode if you short it out. And yeah, so it's just a very basic way. The charge is quite good. Just beware the back does get rather warm when it's charging up. Other than that, for the money, it's good value. Thanks for joining me.